Okay, so first of all, I wanted to thank you both for doing the interview for my blog.
Okay, no problem.
And I know you answered a lot of these questions before, but what are your names besides Sharkbait?
Yeah, my name is Max Richardson and Sean O'Hara.
Okay, and where are you both from?
Grew up in West Virginia, but I live in Las Vegas now. Grew up in Lincoln, Maine, Las Vegas.
Got it. What made the both of you want to become performers, or did it just happen?
Well, I learned about it when I was in high school through a gentleman who was already a clown with Ringberg's Marmaduke Circus. And once he explained everything to me, I went to the audition for Clown College. I got accepted into Clown College with Ringling. Toured with Ringling for 8.5 years. And just in you. Once you start learning, where do you go from there? It's either stick with it or get a job at 7-Eleven. And I chose to stick with it.
Yeah, I taught myself how to juggle when I was 16 years old. And then from there, I was a track runner in high school, cross country and stuff like that. So before the big events, after the big events for the award ceremony and stuff like that, if they were pushed back a little bit, they would ask me to come out and do 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to entertain people, just to keep their mind off of having to wait there so long. So I ended up doing that over time. Then they eventually started to pay me and stuff like that. Then I kind of got into it. Kind of got lucky and fell right into it.
What age you both juggle and really well, and something I don't think I'll ever be able to do. So that was my second workshop. Still can't do it. At what age did you both? So you said 16?
Yeah.
Just okay. And you?
I learned when I was probably about 9. I guess, yeah, 9. Taught myself how to do it, and then I don't remember how I saw it. I actually, a little bit of truth into our show is I really did see a monkey on a Jerry Lewis telethon doing a juggling type of thing. So that's what I was figured, if a monkey could do it, I can do it. So that's how I learned it.
Stop making her feel good right now.
Well, he can do it, a monkey can do it, but not me, you know.
Monkeys can do it. She's been to 2 classes, she can't do it.
Well, now I'm really gonna go back home. I'm like, darn it. What would you encourage a young person to do that was interested in getting into their line of work?
I don't know if I would encourage a young person to get into it. To be honest with you, it's hard. It's hard. You got to be able to face a lot of rejection. You know what I mean? Or luckily we haven't been rejected too much, but you got to have a strong personality to stick with it, and especially to chase the jobs all the time. And we're lucky enough to now be working here all the time and have a year-round gig, and they like us. So you know what I mean. But if they don't like you, or your show isn't as strong as other shows, you know what I mean, it's easy to come on these shows. We've seen plenty of entertainers, make it for a short time and then go, just not quite, you know what I mean, thanks for coming. But so it's a very frustrating thing, you know what I mean. So if I had a kid, I wouldn't push him into this kind of entertainment. Maybe a singer, dance, or something that has more options. But how many jugglers do you know? You know what I mean? Like how many? It's not really a traditional employment. Where do you go look for it? Circuses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shows, very seldom variety shows. There's not a lot of options. So
yeah, you got to be mentally tough too. We've had contracts where we've signed a paper saying, hey, we've got a 2-month contract, and we've turned down work or turned down auditions for other things. We go on our way to the job. The company went bankrupt. They didn't need us.
Wow.
So then you're out of work for, because you're doing auditions for the next year, and you're passing those up because you've got a great gig for these couple months. And then what do?
That's why we like the ships, because we know that ship's going to be floating every week. You know what I mean? It's going to, everybody's going to always want to go on vacation. Even when the recession hit, people were still going on vacation. So even when it was bad everywhere else, we were still working here. You know what I mean? So we were lucky. We were lucky.
Well, I know you're definitely a favorite. I don't know if you ever look at Cruise Critic or not, but there's a thread on there about who are your favorite Norwegian Cruise Line entertainers, and your names keep coming up all the time. People are like, Sharkbait, can't wait to go see Sharkbait. Do you know what ship Sharkbait's on? I really want to go.
Really?
So yeah, everybody just absolutely loves you guys.
Oh, really?
So
That's
yeah.
Good, yeah. We don't get on the internet too much because here it costs us like $9.50 a minute. Yeah. We do. You know what's nice is people come back to see us all the time. Some people have even booked their cruises because they knew we were on that ship. And there's no better compliment than somebody who's already seen you, looking forward to coming to see you again. Even though it's more than likely the same show, they don't know what's going to happen during, we might have changed a little bit, but they like coming back because they know it's going to be the same show. You know what I mean? So most people see things once and say, well, I'm done. But we have a lot of people come back and see the show,
Well, it's a lot of high energy. So if nothing else, it's fun watching you guys because there's just so much energy going on,
For some reason, right now, we seem to be the highest fast-paced show on this ship. Everything seems to be a little bit more laid back and nicer, where we're not used to that. We come from the Pearl. Now we're on the Star. So the Pearl seemed we had Oh What a Night, and, you know, we had the other entertainers, David Nastor as a comedian. So everybody was kind of got along in that, like, haha, you know, nudging each other. Here it's been, you know, this more dancing, you know, so when we get out, people are like, my God, what happened? You know what I mean? And they come up and tell us that all the time. They're like, we didn't know what to do when you guys came out there, because they sit there and they're not used to having to react, so they're like, oh my God, don't grab me, you know.
Well, I know the first time my husband and I saw you two, you put the toilet seat on him, and I just kind of looked at him. I was like, "Do not think about it. Just do not." And he's like all excited. He's like, "Looking at you guys, going, they're so awesome." I'm like, "Oh God."
It's funny too, because we don't even think much of the toilet seat. Like, it's something that we just were like, let's just see if we can try it. Because, you know, to be honest, I'm bruised. This is always from the toilet seat and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where we always thought it was a throwaway bit, but how many people mention that all the time? You know, it's one of those things where you don't even realize people like it. And, you know, you're done with it and you're like, oh, whatever. But then people come up and go, oh, I love the toilet seat. I'm like, really? Out of everything we do, all the toilet seats, that's the one that's getting us, you know.
It's unexpected.
I think that's what it is. Especially on the first night. Here, it's the first night. Yeah, that's true,
Let's see.
Try it.
When you think of yourselves, you're entertainers, do you first think of yourselves as comedians, as clowns, as jugglers?
We consider ourselves, and we've said this, we don't consider ourselves jugglers, we consider ourselves entertainers that know how to juggle.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes we've done shows where we haven't caught anything. You know what I mean? Nothing goes right. Nothing goes right. Everything goes wrong, but the people still like it and they follow us through. So if you can make mistakes and the audience is still with you, and you don't show that you're front. That's why we don't practice, is because if we practiced for 2 hours and then came out and made a mistake, you'd be able to see it on our face. We'd be mad at each other. So we don't practice. That way, if it does happen, we're like, it's our own fault. You know what I mean? But the audience loves it when you make mistakes, you know. A lot of people don't realize that. The more mistakes you make, the more the audience is on your side. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, oh, perfectionists. You know, so, and we're not perfectionists at all.
Let's see. How long have you both been performing together?
16 years.
16, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Oh, yeah, that's a long time, man. Long time with this idiot.
You two said that you're kind of like brothers, and you do see that between you. It's almost as if, you know, kind of been together as long as most people have if they were raised together, and then
this is
like brothers.
Twice as long as my first marriage.
Wow.
My first marriage was 8 years. Yeah, we made it 16. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Well, you don't live this life.
Oh, well. Well, it's awesome from an observer's point of view.
Most people don't get along for this long. You know what I mean? And we think that that's kind of something, you know, marriages don't last that long, obviously, so, you know, it's hard enough. We don't really have, we've had arguments, but, you know, it's come to moments, but I think it's because not only do we have to work with each other, we also live with each other 24/7, and you get involved in each other's, you know, you get involved in your life, each other's emotions, so if one person's going through a lot of trouble in their life, then the other one, you know what I mean, has to take the brunt of sometimes the irritableness or, you know, the problems, you know what I mean? So we learn to deal with each other. And now our wives are learning to, we know each other better than our wives know each other. You know, my wife always says that, you know, she's like, nobody knows Sean better than Max, nobody knows Max better than Sean. You know, 16 years. You know, 24/7. 24/7. Not in the same room, but we're like one room away from each other. So,
that's still a lot. Yeah, that's still a lot.
It is.
How long do you think you could do it and continue?
I'm hoping to be able to do it until I can't walk anymore, and then just do it in a wheelchair. We've already talked about, things. We're already coming up with bits in the scooters, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're ready to go, man. As long as I can get on the stage, I'll be ready to do it. Yeah.
I mean, he's pushing 40 right now, so I say about 5 more years, we get a wheelchair at
Get out of a straight jacket wheelchair or something.
As long as you keep them all.
Yeah, we'll probably go into, if we physically can't do what we do, and a lot of people don't realize how much we physically do. That didn't sound right, but how much we do physically. Once we can't do that, we'll just go into the stand-up side of everything. You know what I mean? And once we go into that, then that'll probably be the way to go. Yeah.
Sean, have you ever thought of getting a mohawk as well?
I did it once as a joke.
You did?
Yeah,
Really?
We were in Japan.
Japan. I shaved his head when we showed up, and all the fans were like, "Oh my God, he's got one too!" But he used to have real long hair. stuff.
all
So
the way down to my shoulder.
Wow.
yeah, we've made a lot of transitions. Yeah, we've changed quite a bit. But once we got locked into Sharkbait, we've stayed our look the same, so it's consistent. You know what I mean? Because of our pictures, and they know what we do. Like, you know, I've talked about, like, I'm really thinking about dyeing my mohawk. I used to have a blue mohawk for a long time, so just to switch it up a little bit, you know, it's a lot of work to keep on the ship. It's at home, it's easy because you can run down the store and get dye. You can go to, but when you're in Bermuda most of the week or New York on a Sunday, a lot access to stuff isn't as easy. So you got to learn how to pace yourself. Like, we can't even get haircuts, or he cuts my hair, but like, you know, we have to go on the ship to get a haircut because no barbershops are open on Sunday. You know what I mean? So
okay.
it's very hard to figure out. So we try to stay the same as much as we can.
Yeah.
And-
They don't want the same haircut either. You know, as far as going out on stage too, they don't want to see.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of got that planned out to where when I come out on stage first time, they're like, oh, look at the nice boy juggling, you know. And then when he comes out,
Their
you get
attitude changes.
Their whole attitude changes. You get the wives going, honey, hold on to your wallet. You don't want any of that stuff going on.
And it's fun. We build it that way because we like that attitude of when I walk out, they're all, you can see. I watch them watching Sean juggle, and they're all smiling, laughing, and clapping, and you know, being nice. And then when I walk out, they just, it's like they don't, like, what is he doing up there? And we laugh at that because you can physically, from our point of view, you can see their attitudes change. And then it takes them until about the end of the club routine to realize, oh, both of these guys know what they're doing. He's the mouth of it, and he's, you know what I mean? So it takes them a minute. Once they figure that out, they're open. But in the beginning, we love watching their attitudes. Yeah.
And it's just the hair and the clothes
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That makes a difference.
It does make a difference. Yeah. And we've been asked before to change our costumes or wear something different, things like that. But we don't do it. You know, we won't wear tuxes and bow ties and that kind of stuff, because then if we don't feel comfortable stepping out on stage, you're not going to have a good show. And that's something that people outside of the entertainment business that aren't entertainers don't understand. If you don't feel comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't want to wear, you want to wear that today, so you feel comfortable. So somebody makes you dress the way, you know, it takes away your personality, you know, so.
And hard to. Where does the energy come from?
So much time off now. I don't know, really. Yeah, we don't know. We just think that when you get out in front of the audience, you should have energy. You know what I mean? You should be walking through it. You know, nobody should be walking. We've never been like that. We've always been, like, when we first started working these ships, a lot of the older entertainers who aren't here now, they honestly would tell us, you guys are too much, you won't last. They would tell us that as we were getting ready to go on the stage, tell us that we weren't going to make it.
Oh,
and
wow.
we were like, what? They'd be like, yeah, so this would be a guy who's doing a fiddle act or a violin act. Straight out told us, we were doing a split show with him, told us, your act will never make it on cruise ships. You're too loud. People don't like that. And I was like, maybe they just need to see something different. And sure enough, we haven't seen him for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we never missed out on a week of work since we first got on. Yeah, so.
That's amazing. Wow.
It is. Yeah.
Like, I noticed you bounding up the steps last night. I was actually standing at the top, and I'm like, I think he just got up the steps, threw the hat, and back down in all of 30 seconds. And I'm like, you know, I would have been at the top, panting, you know. It would have taken.
No, you're panting. Yeah, I'm panting.
Yeah, but you're still moving, you know. You had to collapse.
Yeah, we just don't give him time. I don't give him time to, you know, really take much of a break after that. But we do design. We do think about that stuff. We do design the show so that we can each get moments to get our stuff back. People don't notice it, but there are times where, you know, I've been going, talking. That takes just as much breath as it does for somebody running, so you got to learn how to control that. And then when Sean goes in, I step back to the curtain so he does something so I can get my rhythm back and then come back out. So we have had to block the whole show so that each of us can keep our breathing going.
Still have energy for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It takes a lot.
What do you use on your mohawk?
Got to be glued. If you're sponsorship, there it is. Got to be glued. Send me some stuff. I'll pump your product. Everybody asks me, I should be a sponsor for that. Yeah. Everybody, 2,000 people a week ask me that. Everybody on the ship will know, what is the product you put in your hair? I'm like, got to be glued. Got to be glued. Yeah. The best stuff I've ever found out. I don't squeeze it right out of the tube either. There is a secret to it. But yeah, it is. Yeah.
Got it work.
It stays up great.
Have your wives ever thought of becoming parts of your show? Or have you thought of incorporating them in there?
Show.
I don't think it would work. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if we've talked about putting together a magic show, if we need an assistant or something like that for that, it took us 16 years to work it the way we do now. to put a wife involved in that, then you change the whole dynamic of how you can speak, and we know how we can speak to each other, which is very bluntly. You know what I mean? So if something goes wrong, we don't even have to talk anymore. We can just feel if that was wrong. You know what I mean? And be mad. Or just for the second, usually it blows over. But when you put the wife in that, I think you're looking for trouble. And not only you create trouble with the person, and then you create trouble with them because he don't want to say anything to me because we're not getting along. You know what I mean? So the dynamics of that doesn't work, and it's just, I've already been through that once, and it's just not a good situation.
Whoever's wife it is, you're gonna have to hear it from that side too.
Yeah.
She's got an opinion that maybe him and I don't agree on.
Yeah. So it's not worth it, you know what I mean? Like,
Or
they
like
have
a
enough
third
opinions
wheel.
and they're not even in our show, you know what I mean? So, which are, actually, they've been pretty good about stepping back and realizing this is us, this is our show, this is how we even met them, this is our career. And we will just make our own decisions, so. We take them into account, of course.
But in the end, it comes down to
It's got to
both
come
of you.
down to both of us agree. Yeah, doesn't matter what they want because we got to work together.
Got it.
They can put together their own show. I'm fine with that. Put the effort into it. 16 years. Go do it. Yeah, go do it. I'll back you the whole way, honey. Yeah.
But one question I was going to ask seems to have answered itself. Sean, you seem to be just quieter and kind of more mellow in real life. I wasn't sure if that was more of a stage thing or not, but you're just more
I'm just
kind of
down
laid
to earth,
back
just
and
kind of let the world flow by. You know, I'm not too much into anybody's business.
He's better talker in a situation like this. When we first started working, we thought, okay, we'll throw in some lines. But Sean gets it spaced out. So, you know, I turn around and be like, da-da-da-da. Look at Sean, Sean be like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh no, well, we can't do that. You know what I mean? So we just found out early it was easier just if Sean stands there and looks stupid. And then we just go from there. We just need him to look goofy. And people always yell at me all the time after every show. People come up with in a fun way. So you gotta quit picking on him. I'm thinking, do I really pick on him?
I don't know if he does. I really don't think he does.
That's why I
Either
said
that or I just blank it out completely. I don't hear it.
I think it's encouragement. Like I said.
the first time I saw you guys, I did think that. I was like, oh, poor Sean. You know, this time I just laughed. I was like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
He's okay with it, so.
Yeah.
And one last question, basically having to do with, you said that you've been with Norwegian Cruise Line since 2004, and because of the attitude, if you could just kind of reiterate that again, it's the reason why you like being with this particular line.
Yeah, we just like the people. You know what I mean? We've never been treated bad here. You know what I mean? And we've worked for, like we said, all kinds of companies, all kinds of lines. We've worked, you know, for big companies, Universal, Ring, and we've been around the world, Disney. And what we like about here is at least everything's pretty, I mean, it's right up front honest. Like, if we have a question, there's no like, well, let me see what we can, let me get around to it. They'll either straight up say, I think we can do that, or no, I don't think that's, there's an opportunity. We would much rather have, don't string people along. And we like that fact, you know what I mean? It's not 900 emails and then it comes back, it's not even a question you asked, which we've run into that a lot in other places. Here it's, you know what I mean, we can go straight to Kyle, or the cruise director, and say, hey Kyle, do you think, absolutely guys, yeah. Or he'll ask us, hey, you guys want to come do this cooking, you know, no, we do a cooking demonstration thing. You know what I mean, just for fun. Pizza, right, yeah. You know what I mean, and we like that one-on-one thing, where it's not coming through the agent all the time, it's not coming through, we like to just, somebody walk up and say, hey, you want to go have dinner, or that's all different. Like the hotel director last week, or the restaurant manager just came up and goes, listen, you guys come up and grab a free dinner from us anywhere you want for doing the cooking show. You know what I mean? So you don't get that in most places. You know what I mean? And we like that. So, and we also know everybody. They don't separate the people. So, you know, we know all the cleaners have worked from the theater down in our room, everywhere. So everywhere you go by, there's always people going, what's up, man? Even if they're carrying bed sheets and pillows, like, what's up, Sharkbait? You know, so that feeling is nice. But we've worked for them for so long.
Camaraderie.
You know, that everybody seems to know us on just about every ship. You know, we spent 6 years on the Pearl. So you were in one place for 6 years, you get to know everybody. And then when you go to another ship, it's hard to go on another ship without people knowing you. So we like that feeling. That's why we choose to stay here. We've been offered to go on other lines quite a bit. You know what I mean? We've even had one line come in Alaska. I won't name the line, but Step Right found us off the ship. And spoke to us about basically just stepping off and coming onto
Oh,
their
no.
to
Wow.
their ship. Yeah, want us to go over there because they were having problems getting some dark nights, and they wanted us to come over. They'd worked with us before. We were like, no way, man, no way. And first of all, you don't do that professionally. And
Yeah.
second of all, no way. You know what I mean? We're so happy over there. And one time we worked for one line, and the guy said, so we'll see you here next week. And we told him straight up, we said, no, we came here to do a favor for our agent. He needed we were off actually on a line. We were on our time off. We said we came here just to do 1 week. He goes, no, you'll be here next week. We said, no, we won't. We're going back to NCL. He's like, no, we've talked to your agent. And I go, we don't care who you've talked to. We are going back to NCL. He's like, okay, we'll see. Sure enough, dude, we were off next week on NCL. We were like, we're not going back there. You know what I mean? But people get cocky with whatever line they work with, I guess, or whatever, whoever they're representing. They just figured you can get a better job than us. We'll keep them. Maybe they couldn't keep us, but we like it.
Well, it's important to do what you love and also to be where you
Where
enjoy.
you wanna be,
yeah.
If we didn't like being here, this would be a miserable job.
You're away from your family.
Your family.
Yeah.
Your wives, you're away from your so yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like it.
And you get to meet. The cool thing we like actually is meeting the people. Every week we meet 3,000 new people, and our show's so personal that they put us at the end of the week now, but there have been times when we've done the beginning of the week. When we do the beginning of the week, there's not a moment left for us. You know what I mean? If we go to eat somewhere, people are on us all the time, which is kind of fun because then we can do more events and people know who we are. You know what I mean? But when they put us at the end, we got one day. But that's why we do that circus talk. We do the judging flat. We do all that stuff so that people have a chance to go. If they want to come and see us, they can come and see us. Like today, there were a lot of people in there for that. You know what I mean? To come and talk. And, you know, considering the Godfather guys getting ready to do his, and there was nobody in there. You know what I mean? So it was like it makes you feel good that people do like you. You know what I mean? So yeah. Sometimes they got good questions. Sometimes they got horrible ones. You know what I mean?
Questions I would ask.
Well, we like everybody, you know. You meet the rich people, you meet the poor people, you meet the people who don't care, you get the people who hate cruising, period, they can't stand it. You know, I mean, we found one thing they didn't like. Well, we enjoyed your show. I hate this, I hate it. You're always going to get complainers. Everywhere you go, you get complainers. Like, we get people who don't like our show. You know what I mean?
And they tell you?
Oh, we've had some.
Well, there's been some doozies.
We've been
They
some
always
doozies.
go up to him. They never
Come
come
up
up
to
to me, but they.
But it's always one person, like every 6-7 months.
Okay.
And I just tell him, I just say to him, you know, if you're so upset, you're one in 3,000. 2,999 people liked it. You're the one person. But what's funny is every time somebody comes and does attack us, whether it be about music or something they say I said, which I don't. I do innuendos. So if you took it that way, the little kid was laughing too. He took it another way. That's your brain that took it there. I never said that word.
Yeah.
I know. I've been doing this show for 20 years. I don't say the word. And so they get in my face. There's bigger problems going on in your life than if you can just yell at me. But usually the other passengers start pounding on that person because they don't want to hear it because they had such a good time. So I've never had to defend myself. Passengers take it right over, and I'm like, that was dumb. Way to go, lady. Go stand over there. We're going to talk to these other people. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And I say one last question, but I do have one more if you don't mind. The name, Sharkbait. You said you got it in Japan, and I think I missed a bit of it. It was you were performing somewhere, and
Yeah, we were working in Japan. We were doing a street show in Amityville, right under the Jaws.
At Universal Studios.
Universal
You know, they have
Studios.
like the Amityville, Jurassic Park area, those type
Got
of the way
it,
they separate
okay.
it. So we were underneath the big, where they hang up that big shark. It's just that big visual of Jaws hanging there.
Okay.
So we worked right underneath that. So Sharkbait, you know, because we were working underneath it. So that's what happened. And then they ended up moving. So, you know, but we 2.5 years we were Sharkbait there, which never ended. You know.
Yeah, we came back to the States. We did that audition for the 19 different cruise lines. You know, and
Sharkbait.
this is a Sharkbait, and it's not. You know.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
Never
Max.
change it.
Thank you,
You're
Sean. I
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.